the formal part to introduce some of the guests that are here and some of the people that many of you may not know. We've got Col Neil, his wife Linda. They came to a party and the last time they come to the party. But nevertheless, we want to see who they are tonight so that you will all know them. Now, first of all, we got some people that just came in. In fact, we got one that just came in today, so I probably should. Where are you going? You got any money? So Homestead is giving us some people just in the last week, and today Mike Carter came in from Homestead. So, Mike, welcome to the party. On to 81st. And just a couple of days ago, I know I'm going to have trouble with crowd control tonight. But just a couple of days ago, we had Bill Sullivan come in.
Sally!
And his wife, Lynn.
Sally!
They've been here a little bit longer period of time. I think most of you know them, but they have not been introduced at one of the parties. We have Brian and Rosie Wells have been with us. Welcome. Another new guy who's going to be one of our leaders, Les Kersey, his wife Sue. And new admin officer Rich and Margaret Rogers are with us tonight. Then we've had some people joined by their wives. Bob Feely, who we've introduced before, has his wife with him now, Judy. So welcome, Judy. Raj Yahtzee, since the last party, went off to Iceland and brought back Sandy. So Sandy, glad to have you. Well, before we go any further, we want to find out the big event this afternoon. So John's going to tell us who the big winners of the trophies are.
Maybe the last annual Warhawk Rally. We have a trophy for all the rest of them. This is sort of appropriate for last place. It says last place Warhawk Rally. Col Neil and his wife Linda.
I'm not a good navigator.
But you were driving.
Third place went free and clear to the Stefaniaks. People ran the rally. One of the rules were that you had to pick up a souvenir rock somewhere along the route. There was a drop-off point. Most of you know where the drop-off point was. But in any case, we had a three-way tie for first place, and one person was disqualified because at the end of the rally, they had a whole yard full of souvenir rocks. And the rules said, the rules were very clear. If you had a souvenir rock in your possession at the end of the rally, you were disqualified, and you probably had 40 of them. So, man, a two-way tie, since we disqualified one of the threes. One of the teams in that one was penalized 1 point for excessive effort and running the roads. You're only allowed, usually when you do a rally, you drive these roads one time. We had one team that ran back and forth up and down the rally road for 12, 14 times. We saw 1 or 2 bulldozers, 1 or 2 silos. They saw 12, 14. Drove all over the countryside trying to pick up any extra clues they could get. Zimowski. So second place went to Zimowski. They did it without a portion this time.
Placing is, never mind.
It's still nothing.
But we're twice nothing.
First place, obviously the clear winners in a situation like this, was the only non-husband and wife team that scored.
Wait a minute, I represent staff remark.
What stop was that?
Joe DiFrancesco. On this whole thing. People that are the party of the 480th, it would take about 3 nights and at least to say those kind of things. So we set some ground rules tonight. And we got different kind of people leaving. We got people that are going back to the States, and of course we've got people who are just transferring out of the squadron. So we're going to start with the people that have been here for a full tour and going back to the States. But the ground rules, and I'm included in this, and we've encouraged everybody, and you can help us encourage if it gets out of hand, is that all the people, we'll give them a chance to talk. We think that's only right. But we have made it very clear that those comments should be relatively short. And I'll make mine relatively short also. So you can help us control the length of the comments, but we do think it's important for the people that have been here for that period of time that they do have a chance to say at least a couple of words. Or 3. So let's start and get it underway. We're going to start with our first one, which is Jim's story. And if I've got it correct, I think it's Kiger and Albro have got some things to say about Jim.
It's one of his first assignments in the Air Force, and leaving here we thought he might need a few things to carry on with him to his next assignment in the way of kind of security blankets or whatever, just useful items that might help him get by, as well as some mementos from the Warhawks to give him warm fuzzies those nights when he's sitting back in the States and doesn't know anybody or anything. So, as Trevor's got here, we've got a bag full of just these goodies. What have we got here? Oh, okay. When a man gets to a new squadron, he needs to make himself known. And Jim, to help you do that, we thought we'd have this little megaphone for you, so nobody will ever call you Mumbles again. And along those lines, for your well-known prowess at chomping onto ladies' rears and stuff, we've got this so you can wear it into your new squadron, but be careful not to go in the bar with it on. Okay, right here, I feel you can be very proud of this, because it's something nobody's ever earned before. It's rather well sealed. What we have here is a certificate of achievement for Jim's story. And I'll just read it so everyone can hear. It says, Longevity Award, given for living with the worm, Thomas W. Geary, the longest of any known person. 19 November 1983 to James Pac-Man Story. We had a couple crews cross country last weekend up in England. They happened to drop in by Mildenhall, I believe it is, and for a lot of you who don't know it, our old administration officer was a Lieutenant Mary Lee. She sent a couple things back here she wanted Jim to have
It's somewhere on there.
I don't know.
There it is.
There it is, right here, Jim. He's sick. He'll do anything for money. Okay. And as for you, Jim, good luck.
We got in the airplane, I told Jim, I said, Jim, I can't hear you well, I think something's probably wrong with my helmet. And he said, well, sir, he said, you don't know my nickname. That's a true story. There really was something wrong with my helmet, but the heat's been taken off, Mac arrived in the squadron, so it's not a problem. Jim, we appreciate it. You did good work. Good luck to you in your new assignment, and thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Thank you, sir.
long speeches, so I'll just say is that the neatest thing about being in the Air Force is the people you meet, and I think I've met a lot of neat people the last couple of years, and I think I've really been lucky to fly in a fighter, especially in Florida. So the only other thing is try to model myself after Colonel McMahan. I even comb my hair the same way he does. Thank you.
Just mention something right here about Henry Haight, Vice Medic, Gleisberg. Seems while he's been in Germany, he's really taken advantage of all of his possibilities of buying gifts and things to send back home. With the exception of one thing, he's been frantic this last week and a half trying to find people going cross country to get a cameo for his mother. Her nearly last dying wish almost was to have an Italian cameo from Italy. So Henry's been going crazy trying to find someone to get one for him. So that he's been trying to get pulled off. He's really become very good at skiing here in Germany. His last ski trip, people lost him on a mountain, were getting frantic looking for him, trying to find him. And as he came down the end of the slope, they found him piled up in the snow, covered in snow, smoking a cigarette, just waiting around for everybody.
And a cup of coffee.
And he's gotten pretty good with German. He's been here for 2 years, and he's figured out when he's talking to the Deutschers, and if they can't understand him, he'll yell a little bit louder. Henry's taught me. He's really picked up on. I met him in the bar there at the club one time, and he showed me how to pick up on girls and stuff, and was trying to introduce me to this girl he'd met. And was, you could tell by his cantilevered inebriation meter, his cigarette was drooping, unfortunately the amount that he'd been drinking. Bill, I want you to meet, what was your name? Lisa. Lisa. Oh, so he continued to carry on the conversation and still had the name wrong, so I took a magic marker and wrote her name in his hand. And the rest of the night he still had to refer to his hand when he carried on. How long have you been a teacher? Lisa? So I have a notepad you can use for...
We wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I just want to say that the last 2 years have been the best 2 of my whole life, honestly. Flying with the Warhawks has been the best thing that ever happened to me. Got to fly with Nags about 6 months in a row, and that was dynamite. Thank you, Russ Hansen and Dave Charette, for 2 super bosses. And that's all I got. I miss you guys.
Situation. We've got 2 people saying goodbye to each other in turn, and they're all wondering who's going to be on first and who has the last word. But I have chosen Rick Martin to say goodbye to first. So Zimmo, you are unfortunate. You have to say goodbye to him first.
Very good.
The kind of a guy who, when he was born, the doctor slapped his mother. Okay, now I've been flying with Rick Martin for... I'm taking notes. Okay. I've been flying with Rick for around a year now, pretty much steady, and I can unequivocally be... Easy to use. Rented lips. I can unequivocally say, without a doubt, that flying with Rick Martin is definitely better than having nobody in the back seat. But actually, Stick and I have had some interesting times since we've been an integrated crew. And one of the things you find out about flying with somebody is that all you really communicate with them, it's all through your ears. You never see them, you know, and all that stuff, because you can't tell, you know, you can't see behind you. But you can tell a lot about what they're thinking and how they're feeling by the voice and the sounds that come over the intercom. So by now, okay, by now I can tell pretty much what Rick feels like in the airplane at various times. And what Rick has, he has 3 voices. Okay, he has his concerned voice, he has his very concerned voice, and then he has what I like to call the castrated chipmunk. Okay, the concerned voice is basically, he says, "Where are we?" Or, "I think we better turn right now." Okay, then there's more concerned, paranoid voice. It's a little bit higher, and it goes, "Did you check the gas? Huh? Huh? Huh?" Okay, and then we come to, of course, the castrated chipmunk voice, which usually happens real low in the desert or on short final just about any time. Okay, and it sounds like a lot like this. Okay. Be quiet, Rick, or I'll start saying the things you were going to say. Okay, but anyway, I have here something that came for Rick in the mail for his next assignment. Your guide to Clark Air Force Base, Republic of the Philippines. A nice picture on the front here of some thatched houses here and some rice paddies. And, yeah. But it's interesting in here they have some Filipino language things in here. For example, Magandang umaga. It means good morning. It's right in here in this book, okay? So Rick can start studying this stuff. And like pito is 7, the number 7. Well, I've gone through and I went back into the dictionary and I pulled out some other Filipino sayings that you may not be familiar with, and amazingly enough are not included here in this book. The first one was Bakupa de Shamuka, which means, "Do you have any penicillin?" The second one was Hakilo Morando Bupso, which is, "How much for your sister?" And most importantly, and the one he can use a lot, perfect for him, is Sanka Histafra, which is, "I'm really shy and really tired. Can I just lay on you for a while?" But, and also, I want to show you one more thing here. You know, you get your thing from Vegas or things from somewhere else, and they have downtown and stuff, or they might have some lithe young female on here. Well, here they have on this same basic Filipino page a nice picture of a Filipino woman here. So you guys probably can't see that in the back, and it's probably very good that you know. But anyway, just to finish off, I'd like to say that I really enjoyed flying with Rick, and I'm sure Rick will have lots to say, and it's been my pleasure. I don't have anything actually given him except this book back, which he gave to me. I paid him back the $80 I owe him, so that's good.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for supporting us when we needed support, like when our son was born, and for being there, and to Dave and Trish for being super flight commanders, and then right after them, Janet and John. We thought it couldn't get better, and we got the best. And the commanders that we've had, and all the friends. And this is my first squadron. I've never been with any other, and I don't think we can top this. And I just want to say thank you, and we're going to miss you. If anybody else decides to come to George, we'll be there. And we'll have a spare room.
Good. Be there. Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate it. Zimo, you know, when I first got here, not a flight lead, got to be a flight lead in the summertime, and I think he's come on as fast as anybody I've seen in the squadron. I mean that, and I appreciate what he's done. He's become an excellent flight lead, very tactical, innovative missions, and I think it's been great. That's not true? You haven't been in innovative missions?
Your definition of the word.
You have to red flag that word. I mean that Zimo has come on very strong, and I really appreciate the work he's done for us. And so we hope that you make out well at George, and good luck to you, Zimo.
Okay, I have just a couple things to say. It's amazing I still get the last laugh. shoot. Think about this for 6 months before you leave about what you want to say as the last shot or last thing to say to a bunch of people. But I feel like I've grown up here. You know, I got here and I was by myself. I got here and I was by myself and I didn't know anybody, and Dave Lyles came down and yanked me out, and I was at a party at the squadron loft until 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was awake for about 36 hours. And at that moment, I think I started to grow up a little bit. But I'm going to look at the things in the last 3 years I've been here. I got married, I have a kid, I bought 2 cars, but the contradiction is, you know, I can't stay checked out in ACT for more than 30 days. So it's incredible how, you know, that stuff works. It's like having, you know, a real big family in the squadron. You have all the elements. You have dads, and I've had 3 dads since I've been here, and moms, and stuff. And you have brothers, of course, in the squadron. Some of them are just like any other brothers. You got big bully brothers, and then you got like normal people and all that. But a lot of people have really been behind me. Some of them doing different things than others. Mostly good things, though. Let's see, I have on my list here people I want to thank. I want to thank Bob Allen, who's not here, of course, down at Ramstein. Dave Bogart and John Carlisle have been my 3 flight commanders, and every one of them has been pushing for me, and as much as I fought it, they pushed me through and got me to do the things that I needed to do. I'd like to thank more than the other 2, Colonel Adler and Colonel Mack, for their support for me, because you know, up until the time they showed up, I didn't get to do crap. I have 2 gifts I want to give. I also have 3 special people I want to thank. 2 of them are, it's kind of tough to get this message to them, but I want to thank Bill Alcorn, who was here when I first got here, who died in an airplane wreck, and I want to thank Mary Kitchen also, because she was the world dust while she was here. And I want to thank my wife. She's put up with a lot, and not just taking care of me. And the one last thing I want to do, I've been wanting to do this for about 3 years. I'd like to propose a toast that I've heard from somewhere else. So if you grab your beer bottle or something like that. It's for Warhawks. To the Corps Elite, to that special breed of sky devil known and feared throughout the land, the Warhawk fighter pilot. To the bravest men who have ever lived, there is not a force that can defeat us in battle, deny us victory, or interrupt our destiny. To the Warhawks. Thank you very much. All right.
For those of you who don't know, Flounder actually does have a first name. It's
Mullet. It is what?
Glen. That's it, Glen. Glen was one of the few people who came to the squadron who was able to have a nickname before ever setting foot into the squadron. I think that's one of the, well, I'll go with that. Besides Flounder, he also has some other names which have nothing to do with his original name of Flounder. Among those, disco fish, codfish. You see a trend there? Glenn has been able to take us back into the high school days here in the squad, and I really appreciate that. Keeps you kind of young, you know, with his red Firebird and his 20-pound bro box. Again, I want to thank him. Now, Glenn has had quite a few accomplishments here. I can't really go into all of them now, but just recently he was able to receive the Larry Howerton VA Driver of the Year Award. Flounder's the only guy I know, the only fighter pilot I know who takes the phrase last-ditch maneuver seriously. And on a serious note, though, Glenn and I have been Devo brothers for about 2 years now, and he's been on my wing, and we've been flying through a lot of thick and thin together. And this guy knows how to kick ass when he really wants to. And I really want to thank you for your support and getting us through all the tough times out there over the hills and whatnot. Red Flag, was a great time. And
we have a
a rose for her. Show our appreciation for
I'll get one
the
pick
support
too,
she's
huh?
given.
Pick a color.
Sure. Pick, electronic engineer. Electrical engineer, how about that? But in any event, Flounder has done good work for us in the airplane. He's a disciplined individual. Not so good in the VA truck, but certainly good in the airplane, and he's a man that we can trust, and a man that we've been proud to have as a Warhawk. And so, Flounder, we wish you the best of luck.
What can I say? To this day, crew chiefs ask me, what the hell are you writing on the canopy? There it is. Is it left 11, right 1? I get it right now, almost. Rich is right, you know. When he yells brake right, I go left. When he yells brake left, go right. I got to teach my whistle. Hey, it's time to learn. You yell the opposite you want me to go, and we're there. No problem whatsoever. Pete, you've been my flight commander the whole time since I showed up. We've had the youngest flight. I think I've been in the best flight here. And I've loved every minute of it. I've loved all the Warhawks. I've loved Devo. We've had a great time. We've got the glasses to prove it. I'm not going to be going out, and I definitely don't need these things. Pete, I'd like you to have this. There's really only one more comment I really need to make. You know, for the new people that are here, you probably don't know what I'm like. I'd like to make this one last comment, if I could.
As we've all heard on TV and read in the magazines, the world is firmly entrenched in the computer age. The computer revolution, in fact. The state of the art has progressed so far that small children, preschoolers, even chimpanzees can effectively operate computers. Why, just recently, even Cluster of Scoop Jackson bought some. Just a sidelight here. First, I wanted to ask if there's anyone out there who has a computer program that can detect the probability of a girl's being actually 18 years of age from just the rust off of her braces. Anybody wants to know? He just wants to borrow it for the weekend. Anyway, here we are in the computer age. Computers run homes, build cars, fly trash haulers, even play video games. As we all know, the recent reorganization was engineered by such silicon diodes as these. As you may know, we have our own computers here in the 480th Tactical Fighter Squadron. And tonight we're going to unveil the newest squadron computer and run our own reorganization program. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the Cumquat 2 India. I'll give you a little bit of background on this. Computer. First time you've seen it, I know. The Cumquat 2 India has a memory capacity of about 35 minutes. It can process about 3 bits of information every 15 minutes. And for the Wild Weasel reorganization program, it was specially converted to AC/DC. Okay. Here's how the Cumquat 2 SO works. We've previously fed it the backgrounds from all the squadron members into the Cumquat, and we start the program simply by speaking to the machine. First, I'll give you a test run and show you just how it works by using a previously departed squadron member, for example. Cumquat. Okay.
Working.
Okay, Cumquat, please compute for me the assignment for less long.
Obnoxious. Overbearing. Send to aggressors.
Okay. So there's proof positive that this guy actually works. So what we'll do now is just briefly run down through a random sampling of some of the Warhawks here in the squadron and see perhaps why they are where they are or where they're going to be. Okay. Cumquat, are you ready to process?
Ready.
Lieutenant Colonel Adler.
Great guy, great guy. Signs my OER. Poor idiot.
Okay, okay. That seems to have held true. Okay. Cumquat. Lieutenant Colonel McMahan.
All right, girl. Stay away from my truncated donut. Where's lace panties? Where's lace panties? Send to 81st. Quickly, quickly.
Cumquat, Major Joan Carlisle. John Carlisle.
Dog lover, dog lover. Attacked by own dog, own dog. Assigned to 23rd.
Major Dave Charette.
Tack reject, tack reject. Make me a handout, make me a handout, make me a handout, make me a handout.
Okay, please run Scoop Jackson for us.
Scoop Jackson. Confirmed alcoholic. Tuberculosis victim. Assigned to 23rd. I reiterate, assigned to 23rd.
Okay, Cumquat, you're doing good.
What's the 81st, Cumquat? Screwed up.
How about Jim Story?
Working. '83 AIDS poster child. Rodeo champ. Needs tremendous counseling. Sent to TAC.
Okay. TAC, good. Rick Martin.
1983 anorexia poster child. A Biafran baby from Missouri.
Okay.
Zimowski.
Good. Cumquat here, you should know that. Lieutenant Christensen.
Disco fish. Mutant. Mutant.
Okay. Lieutenant Kiger.
Jap eyes. Jap eyes. Has trouble with numbers and spatial relationships. Perfect training. Sent to pilot training.
Captain Kurt Taylor, please, Cumquat.
Winner of 1982 Offensive Driving Award. Runner-up 1983.
Lieutenant Cluster J. Hartley.
Frequents playgrounds. Hangs out at recess with candy. Favorite line, why no, your braces make you look very much older.
Very good, Cumquat. Captain Lyles, please.
Aggie, dirtbag. Show me a buddy, and I'll show you a back to knife.
Thank you, Cumquat. Lieutenant Richard Anderson, please.
Back rat. Stroud. I swear, I brought the Heineken flag back.
Okay, Steve Fulgham. Major Steve Fulgham.
Working. No data. No Stand by. Leave deficit. 45 days. Toothpick deficit enormous. Fine. Then assigned to 81st.
Thank you. And one last one, please. Captain Zimowski.
Good looking. Intelligent.
We have a short circuit here. Captain Zimowski, please.
Slightly overweight. Send to TAC. Send to TAC.
Okay, so there you have it, everybody. Just one small sampling of probably some of the reasoning that went into the upcoming changes. Thank you.
One, two, three.
Warhawks, now the time has come. The lists have been decided. We've told them everything we possibly could. There's nothing left for us to do. Warhawks, we can bitch for months, but that'll never change the way things will be. The shit is really piling up at Wing, and I wish they wouldn't make us leave here. We've been together for months down at Z, spent icy days learning how to ski, drank Tinto, glue, high schnapps, and beer massively, and we've been friends and read so long, we're really peaked, they won't just let us be. And all they will do is keep on telling you, I want you, I want you, I need you, I need you. But there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Now don't be sad, don't be sad, 'cause one of the three ain't bad. Don't be sad, 'cause one of the three ain't bad. You never look for Ponche in a London pub. You never look for real men in a weasel patch. You're looking for an Arnie and a gun on your jet, but there's neither to be found hiding in the airframe of a yellowtail yet. Now there's only one color I will ever wear, and it ain't yellow or blue. Though I know I'll probably soon be going down the road to the Warhawk Red. I'll always be true. Well, I remember how they told me on a stormy night. I really thought the shit had hit the fan. And though I pleaded and I begged them not to change us around, they packed our pods and sent us away. And they'll keep on telling you, they'll keep on telling you, they'll keep on telling you, I want you, I want you, I need you, I need you. But there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Now don't be sad, don't be sad, 'cause one of the three ain't bad. Now don't be sad, 'cause one of the three ain't bad. Don't be sad, 'cause John, Mike, and Tommy wore red.
We have one more short song we'd like to do for you. Since most of us ladies can't really sing the Warhawk cheer at the club, we kind of have a subdued version.
One, two,
Three.
All around the German skies, the Warhawks chased the Weasels. Go home, I thought it was all in fun. To all the Weasels.
these over here.
They're all you, John? I'm not really saying goodbye to A-Flight because most of the guys in A-Flight are going to go the same place I am.
No.
Guys go, most of the guys. Let me just do it in order of the groups that are going. Going to the 23rd, Finn, Palmquist, and Sam.
Do we applaud now?
No. We do this all at one time.
Oh, okay.
For Finn.
Thank you, John. Can I make sure it's in here?
Oh, your name. Best fighter squadron I've ever been in.
The only fighter.
Clustered wing shit on you like that? Sir?
Sure. Catch him in midair.
It's not.
Kevin Nagy. Bogey, I want to thank John Carlisle. I want to thank everybody that's ever been on Warhawk. And I'll tell you, Nick still wears red. I'm telling you, he does. Yeah. Last match when we went to our road trip. Where's red? I want to thank every backseater I ever flew with.
I learned a lot in a short amount of time, and I want to thank everybody.
More and faster, I guess, huh?
You look cute there, buddy. Sweet.
I got something to say right off the top of my head. I was promised I wouldn't get shit on anymore. Tell that's not true. It's the greatest fighter squadron. All the others suck. Warhawks.
Yeah!
Change 16.
Rocheman. The 81st is the only decent squadron the rest of you.
Yeah, I got that wrong.
Say it, Scoop.
From hell.
It ain't started yet, Scoop.
I will tell you one thing. I have not been in one fighter squadron. I've been in quite a few of all kinds of fighter squadrons. This is the finest that I've seen outside of combat. The only thing that makes this different is it is not combat. But I will go into combat. I'll go into combat with any one of you.
I'll go.
I'm taking some of the 480 to the 23rd.
I won't reiterate what Scoop said.
Say it.
Approaching a Ramstein and leave and come back here without getting violated and still not necessarily fly that departure out of there. Polo?
Who? Stand up.
Stand up.
Stand up.
And no, they don't want you back in Maine that you screwed Langley up too bad. Hey, appreciate it, Polo.
Been the best. Thank you.
Thank some of the other smaller people.
Next time. Hey, you know, you don't have to go to.
That's cool.
Bye, Warhawks.
Mike Connor. Rick.
Thank you all. Welcome and goodbye.
Wow.
Squadrons here overseas. So, thank you very much. It's been great. Yeah. I'd like to say one more thing.
How about them dogs? If you really want your name on the plaque, you got to give it back to me. Okay?
Bam!
Years. I get to say my 2 cents. My first flight commander job, it was excellent. Youngest flight, best group of guys I've ever had. Remind everybody that for the first time since I've been here, it's legal to have friends in other squadrons. So keep that in mind as you leave. Sullivan's, new world's record for shortest time in any squadron.
Oh, the 25, you get it 4 in a row.
No plaque.
Woofy.
Nice hat.
Hope we never disagree, but if we do, fuck you.
Good speech.
Warhawks!
What?
Skin
The cheapest black you ever got, Brian.
He's only been to Victor once.
How about them kidneys, huh?
Yeah.
There's a saying that's well used and well abused, and Warhawks like the
Mike
abuse
and
part.
Michelle.
Eggs!
Tape your mouth shut.
I got him. He's mine.
You got it? Good.
Alright, eggs!
Eggs. Switch plastic.
Choice some guy.
Key!
That's tourniquet.
Right, guys.
Big excited guy.
Oh, wow.
Need to take care of, and you noted tonight that a couple of the flight commanders that were giving away the plaques are in fact themselves departing. And I want just to say a couple of words, or a few words about those guys and their wives. But you've heard several times tonight that of the caliber of the flight commanders that we've had in this squadron over the past year. And it's my opinion, and I feel very strongly about this, and I don't think anyone would disagree, that the best flight commanders any place over the past year have been in this squadron. And there was no way that we could retain the people we wanted to retain, and that included flight commanders. One's going to 23rd and one's going to 81st. I don't think that we can replace with that caliber of people. There may be people that can come close, but they're super people. But more than that, they've had the support from the wives and their wives that have been super. I think you will all agree, and many of you have said tonight, that they take care of your needs, they go out of their way, they take their time that they'd probably like to be doing something else, take care of the people. And I think that everybody in this room would agree with the words that I am saying for these two flight commanders. So I would like for first John and Janet to step up here. Chan's got a rose and I got one plaque left, and that's it. John, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Dad.
All right, a red one.
You are the best.
Hey,
And Steve and Betty, if you would come up.
Los manos! Los manos!
He's on leave.
Steve, I'll get your plaque. Thank you very much.
Sir, I've got his plaque. How's it taste, bud? I'd like just to say one thing. You know, we're going to be on the other end of the base down. It's 5 minutes closer coming to work, so don't have to fight the fog all the way down. We've been here for over 3 years, and we extended because we really enjoyed it. I was not a volunteer to come over here, but right now I am a volunteer to come back as soon as we can get back over here. So those of you who have just arrived here, make the best of it, because you will really enjoy your tour while you are here. If you're like me, you're not around here that much anyway. So you can get back to the States and get a tan, or get down to Spain. If you get lucky, your wife can get down to Spain with you in a week. So we've enjoyed it. Thank you much.
I've been a squadron commander in the squadron for really less than 1 year, and I'm about to work with my 3rd operations officer. So I don't know if that's good or bad reflection of my abilities or their abilities or what, but as you know, Mac is leaving. And I can tell you that there are lots of reasons that we looked at that he's leaving the 480th and going down the 81st, and none of them are because of anything that Mac has not done absolutely just the top of the line. In fact, that's the very reason that he's leaving the 480th, is because of some reasons that we think he's one of the best people around the base. And so we're looking forward to a good future for Mac. Talented, a good attitude, has been super to work with. But before I bring Mac up here, I'd like to just say a word or two about Joan. As I've said, and many of them have been just super the wise, but Joan has likewise been just great to give her time, her energy, her efforts, do things above and beyond. She's come to me and Mac and Jan with ideas, with things that none of us would have thought of or probably never thought of. And she thinks of them because she's concerned about people. And I think you all feel that, and certainly I feel that. And Joan, I'd like for you to come up, and I want you to know that I sincerely appreciate what you have done and all the Warhawks do for the work that you have done.
Yes.
One of the first coffees I ever went to was when a woman from another squadron came to ask for help for one of the Eiffel luncheons. And one of the first things she said was, "I can't believe how many good-looking women there are in this squadron." But you know, she wasn't very lucky because she didn't get to meet all of you. And that beauty comes from within. I have enjoyed meeting each and every one of you. I will remember each and every one of you. And wherever you go, you're going to be an asset to your husbands, to the squadron, and to the Air Force.
Don't get it.
It's a truncated donut.
Weisberg Bakery in
Well, it's not been an easy year for an ops officer with red flag and Gunsmoke and Fosberg and WTDs and NATO attack evals, but Colonel McMahan has held it together and done an excellent job and given the guidance in his absence that, to carry on and do good work. Mac, come up here. I don't have a plaque for you, but I'll tell you that I've certainly enjoyed working with this man, and I can tell you that I'll always be able to count Mac McMahan as a friend of mine, no matter where he goes. So thanks a lot, Mac. Thank you.
Yeah, he's leaving!
Sit down, Glenn. You made her better Santa Claus than you did an ops officer, but we appreciate it.
He's getting baked.
There's a private joke with Paul Myers back there, and I want you to write Bubba about this.
It has to do with buttons.
Got a crowd to play to, eh?
Boss said we're going to keep the speeches down. I'm certainly glad to do that, but it would not be right for me to go without thanking some people. Squadrons don't work because squadron commanders are ops officers. They work because people, all of the people, and the wives. The heads of the shop for weapons and training and CELO, the plan shop, the flight commanders, the two assistant ops officers, Bogey here and John McLean that's left. Both of them it was a pleasure to work with. And of course the man that taught me to be an ops officer. He many times did things in a way that I wish I had enough tact to do. To call me in and let me know how far off base I was, what I needed to do. For those of you that are new, you don't know that the boss was an ops officer for a long time in another squadron. What he learned there, he thankfully passed on to me, and it made an awful lot of difference. If I were to thank everybody for everything they did, it'd sound like a roster. I'm not about to do that, but I certainly do appreciate the support. And as Joni said, the wives do. I have two regrets. One, is the Warhawks are not going to any longer be able to dominate the Top Gun competition.
Right.
Because that's all over with. And the second thing is I can't take more people with me down to the 81st. Thank you very much.
Get on the stage.
No, that's too shaky. The 480th is about a double handful of the number of squadrons that I have had the pleasure to serve in. I'm not going to talk about me just for a minute, but I'm going to talk about you. But I want to put a perspective on this. And that perspective was brought out a lot by what Scoop Jackson said. And that he said, you know, for a non-combat tour, this was the best he had had and that he had seen. And there's a lot to be said for that. But I've been operational in 6 different fighter airplanes and God knows how many locations. I've flown with you guys, almost everybody in here. I think the only guy I flew with more than once was John McLean, and he left.
Who's broke, sir?
He was broke. But you have done a job here in the 480th that I can clearly say that I have never been more impressed with any place in the professionalism that I've seen in the air crews, and by the air crews I mean the entire air crew. Here in the 52nd, you have an extremely unique opportunity to level the entire wing, and that's what the squadron commanders have done. I think the wisest thing that the colonels in this wing have done, and the wisest thing colonels have done in history, in my mind, is to stay completely out of this choosing, this division that you have done, John.
Make sweep.
Make sweep. Let the likes of Tommy Ticton and Mike Nix and John Adler divide the talent in this wing to level it across the board. And I think it has been an extraordinary achievement, and I applaud you and Tommy and Mike for doing that, because I think if the colonels had gotten into it, they would have made a pigs of it. I really believe that. But these guys know you better than any of us ever will, and I think it has been done extremely well. Now, what's the upshot of all this? You have an opportunity to do something that no wing has ever done before, and that's launch off into something that's completely new. And the guys from the 81st, and the guys from the 23rd, and the guys from the 480th, they're all going to get together, and they're going to determine a new kind of warfare. How to do it, how you're going to measure it, how you're going to train for it, how you're going to practice for it. And you have an opportunity for some new thinking, which is unheard of in the tactical business. I mean, really new, fresh thinking. Now, the freshest thinking I've heard recently was the guy that says, why are we going defense suppression? Why don't we all just put that in as a secondary or tertiary dock and go attack conventional, and then do that if we have to? And I thought, well, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea at all. But we have a charter, and we have a lot of people at very high levels that are looking at us to see how well we're going to do it. And we have an opportunity, a mix of people, a mix of talents, a mix of tactical thinking. Now is the time to do it. You know, you can sit around, you can look at Boots Blissett, and you can look back to the pre-World War II guys with Claire Chenault and all the tactical thinking, and the Billy Mitchells, and you can go right on back until they were flying off of Kitty Hawk. But right now is the first time in my memory that you've had an opportunity to really do something new and different. And I say, look at what is good about what people have been doing, but don't take that as being what you have to do. Try some things that are new and fresh. Do some new thinking. Do some new tactical thinking. A rare and unique opportunity. Now, what's happened to you here is you're going out to those other squadrons, and what I've heard with the spirit of the Warhawks is delightful. I've never flown with a more professional bunch. People that really know what they're doing and work really hard at doing it well. This spirit will be infused throughout this wing. The Warhawk spirit, I heard somebody say, hey, the Warhawks are over, they're finished, tonight is the last night, next month is the last month, January the 1st is the last year, or whatever of the Warhawks. Well, that's baloney. The same spirit that you have enjoyed as the guys that made the Warhawks what they are and what you know they are, is going to go down into those other squadrons, and it's going to make them just as Sierra Hotel. We're not allowed to say shit hot. Yeah. We're going to make those outfits just as good as the Warhawks were. And the 52nd Wing is going to rise above all the others with all their new equipment and so forth and so on. We're going to be the new forefront of what's going on in this theater. And like Colonel Kaufman said, everybody's going to come and look at us and see what we're doing. And we better not be doing the same old crap. We better be doing something new. And you guys are going to find out what that is. I'm not. Thank you.
Well, we've got...
If I could, I'd like to propose a toast to the 52nd Attack Fighter Wing.